crypt and they're just not teching. But generally they will tech. So you're going to... When you see this many ghouls, it's generally dual crypt. I'm not going to give you a specific number, but I'm going to say that generally more than 5 ghouls means ghoul rush. But you will notice that his base build allows him the leeway to actually get 2 archers just to be able to fend off this initial rush. And sadly for the undead player, he doesn't really get good enough positioning to take out those archers. And that's what he was going for, actually, as opposed to going for just straight up damage output, which is what you can actually do if you don't think you're going to be able to take out the archers, is just basically hit them and watch them run away, because you do have the movement speed advantage. So keep that in mind when you're ghoul rushing. Yeah, this is a multi-purpose audio. It's also to help out the undead. But really, for the elf player, all you really have to do is just make sure that your archers are out of the range of the ghouls. And if you keep them near the moonwells or behind the AOW that's rooted, and in his case, both, you should be fine just to be able to fend it off. Especially when the panda comes out, because that pretty much means GG for the undead rush. So that's one thing to keep in mind. Also, don't be stupid and get your hero surrounded this easily. I don't believe he gets a hero kill. I think it's the other game where he gets like 7 hero kills, and it was kind of sad to watch, but you know, whatevs. He still pulled it out. And for those of you who say, "Oh my god, these games are new," blah blah blah. Once hero replay gets posted on the front page of WC replays, then you can start talking. But other than that, yeah, whatevs. Just yeah, you can bitch about the replay. I'm not really gonna care too much, but. Just know that it will get ignored in terms of comment-wise. I just go, yeah, whatevs. Ego. I mean, unless it's grubby, but whatever. So, what you're seeing the elf player do, actually, is I think that makes a huge pick up the claws of attack, which is a really, really smart move in his case, just because, you know, a demon hunter with an orb of venom and blades of attack is vicious. But yeah, so there's that. In terms of what you want to be doing against your opponent in general is, you know, you want to fend off the ghoul rush / push, because generally they do it. They're not going to creep too much, or they'll just DK harass as much as possible. That was really stupid. You can actually unsummon your Tomb of Relics instead of killing it, just to be able to get your hero free. So you get more gold for it that way, and then you can rebuild it because your Akko's kind of there-ish afterwards. Anyways, as I was saying, in terms of what you want to do against an undead player, is you want to fend off their initial push. Obviously, if they're doing a dual crypt rush, you have the leniency to be able to go to tier 3 and actually start getting bears a little earlier, and then you're going to be a little more hero reliant than you would otherwise. And what I mean by you would otherwise is you'd be doing a more tier 2 strategy, which means you're going to be doing the dual lords, you're not going to be teching as early, and you're going to be going with a shizload of dryads. So you're going to end up relying on your dryads a lot more for AA as opposed to your heroes. And in this case, he's relying more on heroes, especially because he already has Master Bears. He's pumping out, no, he's not pumping out a couple more, but he's invested in the Orb of Venom. He's power creeped his Panda, and he's got the Orb on the DK, or the DH. So, in terms of playstyle, that's what you want to do, and that's kind of what you want to do in terms of modifying what you do. Because you don't want to do the same thing against absolutely every undead player, because it won't work as well each time. In certain cases, you'll have to outplay them. Like, in this case, if he didn't get dual Crypt Ghoul rushed, and the undead did the standard tech, and basically went dual Crypt Gargs a little earlier, he would lose pretty much all of his wisps in the back. And, wow, that sounded dirty. What is wrong? I just pulled a Cecil. Anyways, yes, he will lose a lot more of your wisps, and in the back of his base. But yeah, you'll have a little more difficulty actually getting Master Bears, because your tier 2 bears will get owned, and stuff like that. So that's one thing you want to keep in mind. Bummer to lose the Lich, especially because it hasn't been power crept much. And with the DH, what you want to do is you just want to make sure that the Lich doesn't level up. I mean, the DK can level up as much as he wants, but what really kills you is the Nova, because not only does it do splash damage, but it actually does the frost damage, which kind of screws up your Demon Hunter's DPS, and it's a pain in the ass to actually mana burn, because it's in the back behind his DK and ghouls. So, yeah, a high-level Lich is a little more painful than a high-level DK. I mean, it can change in some cases where a high-level DK is more of a bitch, because some people will actually go solo DK and be able to pull off wins against really good players. I'm just saying that in this case, it's a little more effective to make sure that the Lich doesn't get very far. And for some reason, he staffed the Panda. I'm really not sure why, because the Panda had his TP and his healing scroll. I really just didn't understand that move. I mean, he was full HP. He still had, like, 3 Breath of Fires in, and basically he's getting his crap owned right now. Yeah, don't do this. Don't be that aggressive that you go into his base and lose all your crap and make a really stupid staff out. Yes. Anyways, what was I saying about... Yes, you want to stop the Lich from leveling, and you want to level your Panda up as much as possible. Just remember that you can do a little more effective... or that he can also harass you with his DK, but it's a little harder for him to creep without his DK, because he doesn't really have anything to tank with, and the only thing that they usually do tank with is their Lich, and you want to have the DK around to coil him, her, it, whatever it is. The dude with the robe, I don't know. So, that's one thing to keep in mind, is that you can do a more effective harassment just because they need their hero they need both their heroes just to be able to creep one hero up. And I don't mean like they need the DK to be there pounding on the creeps. I just mean like they need him there for heal. For you, all you really need, for you as in the elf player you, the royal you, all you really need is a backup plan. So like a staff of teleportation or a staff of invulnerability if he has like a dreadlord or a criplord or something, and he can impale you when you try and staff away. And then you can actually mana burn the DK as much as possible, which reduces their creeping. By the way, don't do that, which is tank with your Lich against the AOW. That's just a bummer. And also TP to save your DK. The reason you'd save your DK in that case is because it leaves your Lich vulnerable, and without a